What's going on, everybody? It's Kristen Yafianes. It's story time. Um, it is story time. I want to tap more into talking about my products and kind of getting myself familiar into talking more about my products, telling my story, and to get you all, in tune with who I am, why love naturally, why Royal Earth, and kind of why anxiety relief. Because that's where Royal Earth kind of started. And so, just a bit about my story, not super detailed, but just kind of where it all kind of came from. So for me, I grew up in a household that was honestly pretty safe, pretty secure, pretty peaceful. Me being the middle child, I kind of was the one stirring up the most chaos. Um, but still, nothing crazy. I really grew up in a home that was grounding with a Virgo mother. My biological father wasn't around, so I grew up with my stepfather. More structured energy. Of a Libra masculine, and but it wasn't until I went off to college and thought that I was grown, and kind of attracted, chaos to me. Like I never have known my mom to be in an abusive relationship or anything like that. Although going back outside of the home, I experienced certain things. Being molested as a child, during in daycare, was a thing that I held on to secretively. I held on to that. And then leading up to, like I said, leaving my mom's home, college, getting into college, stirring up my own, chaos and things like that by kind of accepting what was not healthy for me in a relationship. And I ended up being in an abusive relationship. And that, along with, things in childhood like the molestation, feeling inadequate, at school, feeling inadequate, while dating, I never really felt secure, within myself. And so, left that relationship in 2013, a year after my daughter was born. And then I was in North Carolina, came back here to Kansas City where I currently reside. And so one day I was going through it, had just had one of the worst arguments I have ever had in my life, over the phone. And then I decided to take a walk. It was a nice day on this day, and I passed a tree, a magnolia tree that was always in my neighborhood. I just never paid attention to it until now, and it's like the tree was calling my name. Mind you, at this time I knowing what I know now, I've always had a connection to trees, but I wasn't fully aware until I, entered into my awakening period, my spiritual awakening period. And passing by this tree, y'all, and I swear it's like the tree was calling my name. And I'm like looking at this tree looking at me, and we just looking at each other, right? If the tree had eyes, in which they do. And so I was just inspired, and led intuitively to gather some of the leaves, because the leaves were everywhere. I mean, they were just scattered all in this family's yard. And so I was just like, oh, I need these leaves. They were beautiful, golden, yellows, greens, orange, just mixture of colors in the leaves. Just beautiful, beautiful leaves. Um, and so gathered those leaves, took them back, really like just, it's like I couldn't put the leaves down. I just couldn't, let go of like how beautiful they were. And so I did my own research, and and so did my own research and everything. And what I found was that magnolia and the energy is good for heart healing. So it's good for if you have gone through domestic disputes, if you've gone through, a depression where that depression kind of leads to lack of self love. If you've gone through a divorce, a breakup, things like that, anything that has to do with the matter of the heart, magnolia is a energy, is a tree that can help you heal through that. So any like woundings of the heart, any stress related issues that negatively impact your heart, because stress can lead to heart attacks. Stress and anxiety, depression, and things like that can lead to heart attacks. So magnolia is a gentle, loving energy that you can, incorporate into your daily, routine, to help combat, the pressure centered around love, whether it's self-love or love outside of you. And I had an issue with both. I had an issue with loving myself, accepting myself. I had an issue with, you know, um, accepting pure love, from other people, accepting pure love from other people. And I would gravitate to those that was not loving me correctly out of lust or out of just curiosity, out of ego, out of kind of a rebellion. And so um I just, got connected to the magnolia energy. And then after the magnolia energy called out to me and we got acquainted with each other, I got connected to the walnut tree. And so the walnut tree is actually a tree that has been around me pretty much all my life, because there is a walnut tree in my mother's backyard, the house that I grew up in. And once again, not really realizing how connected I was to trees, this tree was calling out to me. And one story that I like to share is that before my stepfather passed, oh gosh, I got a hole in my sock, y'all. I didn't even see it. Hey, oh well. Um, dang. Anyway, shit. Damn. That I was to the walnut tree. This tree was just like calling to me one day. And a story that I like to tell is a story that my mom told me, and is that when my stepfather was sick, she would have to like take him to dialysis, and he was in a wheelchair. And so she would literally, roll him down the wheelchair past the walnut tree, weekly, multiple times a week, because he had dialysis. And so over and over, it's like they had a connection. My stepfather and this walnut tree had like some type of, a connection. And so never in the history of the tree being there had it like limped over, or had it like seeped any, any sap or anything from the tree. Like never, never, up until my stepfather passed away. And so my stepfather passed away, and my mom noticed that the tree was like hunched over and leaning over as if it was weeping, as if it was, like weeping, sad. And so she then she noticed that the tree started like seeping some type of sap from it, as if it had been crying. And then here's a bee. Hi, bee. Hi, friend. Hey. You smell the royal earth? Yeah, you do. You do. And so I wish I could see it. She's literally, he's on my phone. I wish you guys could see it. And so yeah. And so after, hearing that story, get more compelled to kind of get connected and learn about the walnut. I don't stop, 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 chill, chill, chill. I'm not a flower. I'm not a flower. And so getting to know about the walnut tree, I learned that the walnut tree was good for protection and mental clarity, in which I was dealing with that too at the same time, while I was like still grieving from a relationship, still, triggered, from, things that I went through, abuse that I went through, self-inflicted abuse that I went through, and things like that. It's like I just couldn't see clearly. I couldn't see clearly. I couldn't hear clearly. I wasn't clear in my, my knowing. And connecting to the walnut, it just sealed the deal. And so once again, walnut, good for mental clarity and good for aura cleansing, aura protection. One kind of way to look at it is that the walnut tree pairs well with black tourmaline. So it has the same type of energy as like the black tourmaline, where it creates a protection barrier around you. It's shielding. You can use it in cloaking. You can use it in like cloaking spell work and rituals and things like that. If you don't subscribe to the words rituals and spell work, you know you don't have to. You perform rituals and spells daily, whether or not you subscribe to the words or not. But that's neither here nor there. And so yeah, so magnolia and the walnut tree were actually the first two trees that I was pulled to work with before I got introduced intuitively and spiritually to the other main tree components that's in Royal Earth. And I just wanted to introduce Royal Earth, introduce my story, kind of reintroduce my story, and introduce you to the two bright and shining stars of Royal Earth, which is the magnolia and the walnut tree. And so this is like a personal bottle of my own that I kind of just carry with myself. It's a 1 ounce bottle. I do carry and sell 1 ounces, but it's literally, you have to request that, because I normally just bottle them up in 2 ounce bottles. And it's just the oil, it does vary in color, depending on whether or not I use like a walnut, like the actual walnut hull, or if I just use the bark. So this one I just use bark, so it's fairly clear in color. when I use the hull and of the walnut, like the green, actual walnuts that you see, it's darker in color. It's a darker hue. But yes, this is Royal Earth. It Jasmine teakwood is the most popular scent that I make. I had other scents. I had rose, I had magnolia scent, actually, um, orange. But honestly, this is like everybody's go-to. I sold out of all the other scents, but this is everybody's go-to. They smell all of the scents that I had, and like they're like, oh my goodness, this is like the favorite. Um, and so it's like usually the first to go. So right now I do only carry it in the jasmine teak wood. But how to use it? Let me show you. I just want to sit it safely so it doesn't spill over. So how to use it? You can use this as a moisturizer, or you can use it if you just want to use it for like anxiety relief. I tell a lot of people to start off by putting it in the palms of your hand or put it in the back of your neck. And the back of your neck is a energy point that is good for absorption, and it absorbs the energy and the properties of the product that you're using. And so instantly when I put it on the back of my neck, I feel the tingles and the relaxation of the energy that's infused within the oil from the elements. And it's just a calming energy that comes over me. Sometimes I'll put it, just rub it in the palms of my hands, and I just kind of sit with it and inhale it. I put it on the front of my neck, I put it on the bottom of my feet. um, and like I said, all over. It's a body moisturizer as well. I put it in my hair, on days where I feel kind of heavy and feel, kind of foggy mentally. I put it on my crown. I put it on my heart space as well. Anytime I feel, heavy in my chest, I put it on my heart chakra. I put it on my womb if I want to focus on like womb healing and just kind of giving love and some care and attention to my sacral. I put it along my womb and my solar plexus area. It's just overall good for the body. You can also kind of use it to elevate the energy in your home, so you can like drip some in the corners of your home. You can put some along the front doors, or kind of rub it on the doors, front doors of your home. You can put it in spiritual baths. You can use it if you don't like to sit in a bath. You can use it in showers, and just kind of get connected. Make sure that you shower first. So soak your body up, shower first, and then use Royal Earth products after, so these products can linger on you and create that barrier and that shield, that protection shield around you. Um, what else? And I'm trying to think what else y'all want to share. It's long lasting. It's good for at least a year. I've known people to have it longer. It is natural preservatives inside, so it is something that will last long. Keep it in a cool, dry place. Anywhere you will keep like your oils and your lotion. The protection drops, I don't have any of that on me, but the shelf life of the protection drops is long lasting as well, up to a year, but refrigerated. Make sure you refrigerate it, or else if you don't refrigerate it, I'd say about 6 months for the protection drops. What else? If you are interested, if you want to learn more, you can always email me lovenaturally@gmail.com. If you want to purchase online, you can purchase through my Shopify, which is lovenaturally.myshopify.com. Or if you are local to Kansas City, you can pick it up from a spa, a local spa, a healing center that I sell my products out of, which is the Sanctuary of Chakra Bliss Center for Healing. And I will leave the address and all the information in the description box for you guys. And that's just a bit about me. I just want to kind of tap in and let you guys know more about Royal Earth. Why Royal Earth? Why tree elements? Like tree elements, like literally, they be talking to me, y'all. They discuss some things with me, and a lot of my readings that I do come from tree energy, come from daughter earth energy. We are the daughters of the earth, so it is critical that we connect to the earth, y'all. It's critical that we respect the earth, connect with the earth, and go to the earth for our healing, because she has things to offer, our wombs. She has the womb energy and the womb care that all of us need as daughters of the earth, y'all. Stay wise, stay protected. Um, and remember your standards. One thing that that daughter earth, you know, taught me is, remember your standards. Hold true, hold true to your womb. That's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. Love naturally, everybody. Happy sunshine. Kristen Yafianes, and I'm out.